Hey y'all, welcome to my corner of the internet. I hope everybody's having a good day. I hope you all are having a good weekend. I have a Saturday. My husband had a doctor's appointment, so I have a little time, and I thought I would come on and have a sort of, is this in frame? Yep. Have a sort of planner chat. So this is going to be a planning chat. I don't think it's going to be much of a plan with me. It's going to be things I want to change moving forward into 2026. It's going to be a flip of what I'm thinking of doing and kind of working it out in my brain. Let's see. Let me get some paper. Oh, I know I need to, you see all that? Yes. I need to fill out my CGM tracker for October. When I was trying to make this video, I already went on a rant and it didn't record. So there you go. So this is actually kind of a redo for me. Full transparency. But I need to fill out my October CGM. But I'm going to make some notes of some things that I want to change going into 2026. And this is going to be me just working it out. So if that ain't your jam, scroll on. I do want to clear up a thing or two. So first, I appreciate everybody that has told me not to change my channel. And I promise you, the Hot Mess Express will not stop. This train is full bore. We are full of coal and we have no end of track in sight. This will keep going. It will always be a hot mess because you don't want to know how I know? Because I was recording for 40 minutes, full rant, and it didn't record. It didn't want to upload. So that's how I know that this Hot Mess Express will not be derailed. We will continue with the Hot Mess Chatty Express. And honestly, my channel is more of a chatty day in my life or moment in my life than it is like a planning channel. I will never do hauls. I will never have 6 planners. I will never do a pretty aesthetic setup. It will never be that because that is not who I am. To my core, that is not who I am. It won't myself as I am will not allow me to be anything different. This is my planner. I don't have a planner, channel planner that you see that I don't use. This is it. This is my baby. My family can attest. This thing goes everywhere with me. I wake up at night with it in my lap because I fell asleep planning. Like, this is just who I am and my emotional support planner. And again, my ADD neurospiciness will not allow me to be anything different. I will never be a fully organized planner. Now, I did ask for feedback, and I appreciate all the feedback, be it positive, those that completely supported me, don't change. Please don't change your channel. Please don't turn into, an aesthetic planner. Honey, please, that I promise you that'll never happen. But I also appreciate the feedback of the people that, I wouldn't call it negative feedback. It was feedback I asked for. And they weren't doing anything I didn't ask for. They didn't voluntarily come on and say, you suck. I do get those. I just blocked them. But this time I just let them roll because I specifically asked for it. And, they had feedback. So they want me to be a little more organized. They want me to get to planning. Well, this large intro isn't that, but I am talking about it. And I will use words like chatty, things like that. If I do a plan with me, if you clip on a chatty video, you're going to get chatty. And it's not chatty while planning. It's usually a rant and then maybe some flipping. But it's usually a talk, not a plan with me. I will specifically put those in the comments or in the title. But I'm also going to try to figure out timestamps or chapter or whatever the hell they call it, so that people can skip back and forth or whatever. I will try to figure that out. I won't say it'll be anytime soon, but we'll give it a go. Things like that. But I don't think that hurts my channel. I think that helps. My type A personality, it does want me to grow my channel, not with people that I don't want here, because I promise you I will not be other planners. Just isn't in me. But with people, that want to be here, and I do want it to be like a little more professional, so to speak, not in the fully scripted way, because I'm not scripted in any way, shape, or form, but like just in presentation. So anywho, short story long, as I always say, because that's who I am. I will try my best to help accommodate some of the feedback, but if you are looking for an aesthetic, always planning, only planning, probably not this. Probably not going to be your channel. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. I hope you're okay with that. If people drive me crazy on the internet, I just unsubscribe. So, there's that. There's people, some pretty popular people on the internet, in the planner community that I don't watch, that other people do, and have pretty big channels, but I don't watch it because it's just not my jam, and that's, that's okay. There's plenty of us out there. You can find your community. I want you to find your community, just like I want my community to be here. So there's that. Okay, so nobody left nasty comments. Nobody left feedback that I didn't want and I didn't ask for. So I just wanted to make that clear. Okay, moving on. So 2026, things that I want to change in 2026. Some of it I've already done. So first off, I took a bunch of stuff out to see how it goes. I took out like my quarterly tarot. I don't really look back at it once I do it, but I do like to reference it at the end of the quarter just to see how accurate it was or lessons I've learned. So I just put it in here. My goal stuff is in here. I took all of my goals per month that I had worked out here and I put on the monthlies. So I don't think I need this. I took this quarterly stuff here. I spread it throughout the month. So I don't need this with me. It's all on the monthly to-do lists. Just notes I took out. I went in and I can update some of these. I did a time management course. I don't know when I'll ever have time to write a book, but I did make notes because I was looking at maybe doing something like that. Building a second brain. Oh, I did listen to the checklist manifesto, listen to Getting Things Done Again, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So I have been doing professional things. These are still some of the things I want to do for my channel. Like I want to have an opening of some sort, but I don't know. I don't care about it enough. I just say, hey, welcome to my little corner of the internet. You're welcome. I don't know. These are some finance stuff that we were getting together with our parents as they get older. This checklist, I just quit it. I can mark these off, but I had this in there checking off every day, and my little sticky that I do every day kind of took this place, and it doesn't have a big fold out that I don't need. My steps, I took it out. I worked it into my symptom tracker, and I'll show you that. I will catch up October because I didn't do it in October, but this is on my Aura ring. And then I average these up for the month. And then it tells me my steps average a month, but I can do that on my symptom tracker, and I'll show you. Working out is going to be on my symptom tracker, so I've kind of condensed all these down. These are just some notes. My one line a day, I need to kind of catch it up, but I don't need it with me. I can fill it out in the evening when I get off work, and I've been journaling enough that I can come in and catch that up, but I want to figure something out for my one line a day. I want to figure something else out. I just don't need this fold out, and at the end of the year, it's kind of falling apart, so... my emotion wheel, I think I'm going to put that back. I've been kind of wanting to use this. This actually helps me at work. My travel thing, I want to figure something else out for that next year. I don't want this big fold out one. I like the fold out, but it's kind of a wasted back. I wish they'd have put something on the back. I didn't like that. And I think they could, if they'd have put like the first 6 months on the front and the second 6 months on the back, it would have been like better. I mean, like, I got to use this, I guess, as a travel, like one of these as a travel, and it wouldn't have been so freaking long and felt wasteful. But anyway. These are my packing lists and stuff like that. I don't need those. My zoning lists, I will just stick in as I zone. I don't know how much zoning I'll get done by the end of the year. I'm just in cleaning and declutter mode. As I'm putting up decorations or taking stuff down, I'm just getting rid of crap and wiping stuff down. So I don't think that I'll be zoning, but maybe starting in 2026. This is my planner, just notes, inserts I own from Peanuts Planner Co. and Plan with B and Main Mama Plans. And I don't need them with me all the time. This keeping track of what we ate thing, I just gave up. I did actually pretty good. I went through like 9 months of the year tracking things we ate. It didn't tell me anything. It told me our life was a mess and we were just busy. That's what it told me. Different, like if I want to do keto, just notes on it, a couple of recipes. This is my Sad Panda section, because I took my books out. I just don't need them with me all the time. It's just not functional. It is pretty. But it's not functional, and I just need it to be functional right now. I keep track of my stuff on, this is Jillian West, Jillian, and this is, I don't know why I have Julian, but I just don't need it with me. One, I keep it on my Kindle and my phone. Two, my recorded what I read is either on my Audible or my Goodreads. I do like having a list at the end of the year, and my goal next year is to fill this up. I think I said there were, in here, there are 46 books. This year, I looked to read 52. I know if my job changes, I'm not going to have that kind of time. But if I read 1 or 2 a month, that's great. I wanted to fill this up too. This is 88. So I could fill up 2 of these. But I don't know. I don't know if I'll have that kind of time next year. I figured between my Audible that I listen to at work and if I'm traveling, I'll have Audible to listen to. I'll still get books in. I just may not be able to read as many, but I'm still reading, and that's kind of what I need. This is my budget for the rest of the year. I have it all filled out, and then these are my weeklies for December, and then the rest of my daily pages for November that are already dated and outlined. So that's kind of how that's going. And then I just have a pack of these sticky notes that I've been using to things. So this usually goes with me places. And it either waits in the car or sits beside my desk or whatever. I don't mind carrying it in case I need something. Eventually, I'd like to wean off not carrying this with me because it really doesn't have anything that's relevant throughout my day that I need. But one day I'll give it up. Steps, friends, steps. So this is what I have that is left, that is just purely function, things I need to get by. I did do that. So that was one step towards 2026, is just making this very, very functional, because that's kind of where my brain is right now. I did leave a little pretty. I left like my dashboard and some stickers and stuff like that. That won't go away, but I need to work on my like functional system. And I can put a sticker on October because today is the 1st. I'm gonna put a balloon in the, just because it was Halloween for it. If I wanted to represent the month, I should have put a money sticker because the Renos are freaking killing me. But we'll save that for Christmas. Okay. All right. So the first thing I thought of changing, this will stay, obviously. This is my 2026 holidays that I asked for off. I just leave it there. 2027, these are the paid holidays I have for 2027 because they put that out years in advance. So I can start looking at 2027 if I need to see when I need to take off. Okay, so this is my leave tracker. My leave and time off, paid time off, AL sick leave. We have 2 camps, so annual leave and sick leave are 2 different things for us. I keep track of that here. Traditionally, I highlight the pay periods, and they're just alternate yellow, white, you know, whatever. So I know when each pay period is. And I know how much I accrue per pay period, so that's fine. I don't need to write that down. Blue is paid holidays on this side. I think on this side it's pink. I think I messed them when I flipped it over, but that's not here nor there. So blue is paid holidays. Pink are pre-planned days off. And then the brown is just weekends because I don't work weekends. So I can see that I had a paid day off, a sick leave, and then my regular weekend. So I had like a 4-day weekend. Or here was planned time off so that I would have a 4-day weekend. But I ended up being out with Mom because she fell. It just happened to fall that way. So that's kind of how that goes. And then any unplanned leave, I stick in any other color and I write how much I took off, what it was, and then why, just to see, you know, how that goes. So I kind of know why I'm taking off. And then when I put in my leave at work in our computer system, I make a note so that I can refer back if somebody's like, oh, you took time off. Well, yeah, because my husband had back surgery and my mom fell and had to have surgery and I had to take her to appointments. Like, there's a reason, my dude. Life happens. But anyway, and they've never done that. Never. Not once. But it's there. CYA always. But I want to look for a different way to do this. I thought of, for 2026, putting it on my monthlies. So I did go back and do my November and December monthly to see how I would like it. I used a Hobby Lobby calendar kit. It's $6.99. I got it for 40% off. Every other week, they're 40% off. This week, they're 40% off until today. Today's Saturday. Next week, it'll be something else. And then the following week, they'll be 40% off again. So don't pay full price. But they have a month. They have every month. And then they have a theme for every month, like a little colored theme. They give you the date dots, the days put across the top. And then they have like a big foil sticker that I put like over on the side. And then they have like, this is Easter. So Easter, Passover, Good Friday, rainy days, tax day, rainbows, eggs, celebrate, happy times, don't forget, a couple of birthdays, appointment shopping and important on every single one. Every calendar has 31 days, even February. Then they have some little icons here that you can use for different things. Day off, me time, make a call, out of office, party, you know, some like standard stuff. And you can use it every month, and every month is like a different color. I thought these were cute, like Cinco de Mayo, Memorial Day, Mother's Day. This is June, so it's hot, celebrate, out of our Father's Day, Bon Voyage, usually vacation month, you know, out of school, whatever. And then they have 4th of July, because it's an American company, so Independence Day, 4th of July, and then August is, you know, Friendship Week, back to school, get outside, game day, whatever. So football starts. So they have one for every month, and I thought they were good. $6.99, I paid $4.99, so for $5 you get a whole month worth of dated calendars. So if you need to redate a calendar, or you want to date a printed calendar that's undated, that was my thing. I want to go through and I want to put all these down for next year. That's what I'm going to do, and they're all done, and that way I don't have to worry about it. And I did November and December, and I just wanted to kind of see how they looked. If they didn't like them, I would have just pulled them up and reprinted them, but I like them. Gives my planner a touch of color with me out and I have to print anything. And I also don't have to, most printed dated calendars are back-to-back, meaning they're a 2-page calendar, and then November and December would be attached. I like mine as a 4-day calendar because I put, this is Peanuts Planner Co. lined paper on the back and the front, because I do memory keeping. I put down pictures on the back, and then I index the month of things that kind of happen that month, important things, so that when I look back, I can reference here and not have to decipher from here. So there's that. So I was thinking of taking all of this, that's a long rant to say, I was thinking of taking this and putting it on my monthlies. This is Plan with Bees, undated monthly. I like hers because they're big boxes and there's only 5 weeks instead of 6, so she don't try to shrink it up. I like that because I don't mind carrying a day over to the next month. That doesn't bother me. But I hate the stacked where they share a thing, and I don't like the 6 because it scrunches everything together and then you have a whole line of you don't need. But I was thinking of using her key code here and putting like a color, and then putting like days off, a color, and then a pre-planned AL, a color, and then like sick leave, a color, and then like something else, or, you know, unplanned AL or something, using this key code here and putting it in here. My concern was I don't want to make it too busy because this was October. Now I want to do better. I want this to look better. Things I want to do is like not have the big, these are Mandy Lynn plans. I don't want to use the big vacation or holiday stickers. I want to get the tiny ones, like the birthday, day off. These are the big ones. I'm going to get the tiny ones for 2026. Birthday, vacation. Like I said, I'm going to get the tiny ones. That's what I used on these, like the tiny holiday stickers, so that I'm not taking up a bunch of room. The little tiny ones like this, winter begins, solstice. I want to do that. I want to look for some tinier moon stickers, smaller moon. So if you know anybody with good moon stickers, let me know. These are from Salt and Sigil. These lasted me a couple of years because I only use the new moon and the full moon. I don't do like the whole thing. So on my weeklies, they're a little questionable, but I know what they are. I use like the half moons or whatever. They're on November's. I just happen to have a new moon there, but where's the other one? The full moon's at the front. It's this week, so it's like half and half. But I know this is the full moon, not the new moon. So, yeah. So I was using them up, but I would like some just full moon and new moon stickers, and I want them smaller. They're fine here, but I would like the small ones on my monthly. So I want to kind of look for that. But anyway, so I don't know if this will get lost on my monthlies. Again, short story long. I'm afraid it'll get lost, but I'm looking for other alternatives. Now, she does have like Hobonichi tracker style, so in the front of your Hobonichi, that thing everybody doesn't know how to do with, she does have that, and it's one page, so there's 6 months on the front and 6 months on the back. It's not a fold out, so I could do that, and it would be smaller, but... And then for my CGM, I think for sure I could probably move it, but I was going to combine these two and put on my monthly. The CGM, I think will be fine because I could definitely color code it. That wouldn't be an issue. I want to find some tiny dots, tiny color dots, to help color code my CGM. I just don't know about doing both. And I could color code my leaf too, which would be fine if I did color dots. If I did color dots, I could do that. And then I could, like, any unplanned leave, I could index on the front. I do anyway. If you look at my past. So this is how I index my month. On the 18th, my mom fell through the porch, emergency surgery, mom home, hard cast, probably 2 months, home health with mom, off with mom, getting settled. So those days could get logged, you know, on the front of these. I could have just a section at the bottom and put like sick leave or sick days. I am thinking about carrying all 12 months at a time, keeping all 12 months in here. I don't know how thick that'll get because I do put pictures on the back. I do put pictures on the back. That's how I memory keep. And then at the end of the year, I just keep my monthlies. I usually clean the rest of this out and just keep my monthlies. I think I am going to buy the Franklin Covey compact insert storage binder for next year. I want one to keep blank inserts in, and I want one to keep my year in. So I think that'll be helpful. Yeah. So anyways, I don't know if those will get lost or not. I'm not sure. I want to try it. I might try it for November and December and see how it goes. But I got to find the dots. I got to figure out what dots I want. So if you got good dots, let me know. Okay. Because my renovations between my house and my mom have kind of been like almost done, I'm going to combine all these lists. So there's going to be a to buy list and there's going to be a to-do list, and then all of these are going to get combined because I'm down to the last few things and I don't need separate lists anymore. So that's all going to get combined. Home ideas, I think I'm going to keep separate just because this is an idea list for me. Like, I have open shelving, and with it all being white, I want some color. So I want some mismatched dishes. I want to do some thrifting, thrift some dishes. I want to thrift some picture frames so they're kind of eclectic, and replace the picture frames I already have. I measured some deco that I have on my wall. The big piece of deco in the middle will stay. I've had it forever and I'm not getting rid of it, but around it I could replace some of it. And I just measured them so I kind of know how it would fit in the space. I have more room than this, but I could kind of figure out the spatial awareness of what it would look like compared to what I already have. So that will be helpful. And then as I find things on Pinterest or YouTube, I want to start writing those ideas down. I just have some blank things. This is my my to buy list, and I think I bought all these from Peanuts Planner Co. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so those are all done. As in my planner section, my notes from my video. These were some ideas, like I said, I was already thinking about for 2026. Combine leave and CGM, maybe move to monthly, just ideas that I was already having. These are my grocery lists and different lists. I tabbed them because I was losing them. The renos all got tabbed because I was losing them. But anyway, those will all get combined now. This is my yearly thing. If I keep my 12 months with me, I could get rid of this. I could get rid of this for next year. I wouldn't need it if I keep my 12 months with me, which is perfectly possible since it's going to be printed on Kokuyo paper, whether I'm in personal or not. I have the personal version of this calendar, of my calendar from Plan with Bee in personal. So I'm just going to print it for next year. This year I was buying it, and it's kind of on cardstock. It's in a little thick, and I did not want to do that again. I didn't like the paper. I've gotten used to this thin paper, and I like it. So if I keep my 12 months with me, that may be a thing. This is my work tracker. I may move this to my work notebook. I may not keep it in here. I may keep it in my work notebook. I may figure out something else this year because my new fiscal year is starting, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal to go ahead and move it. But I don't need it in my planner. I think I don't need it with me at any, carrying around with me. So I may do something else with this next year. We'll see. My Q4 events, I like it just because I can see how busy my quarter is going to be. It serves no other purpose than that. It's just a brain dump at the beginning of the quarter to show me like how many holidays we have, birthdays, kid events, party events, things like that. I had to go, it's usually in like this, but this wasn't enough. I had to go to this for quarter 4. So yeah, so it's a busy quarter. This is something I'm thinking about of doing brain dumps in here. So like, instead of putting stuff directly on my monthly and having to carry it from month to month, I'm thinking of brain dumping some stuff here when I clean out my dailies, and seeing if that works. And then I would clean this part out weekly, put it on the various lists and just mark it out. It's not a to-do list, it's just an idea holder list until it makes it to another thing. So like a true inbox. But I don't know if that, I put it here and we're going to try it for November. We'll see. Like I said, this is all done. don't even think my granddaughters went trick-or-treating last night. I think they just went over to some friend's house because they've been trick-or-treating like 3 times to trunk-or-treats, and it's not the same anymore. Okay. So I need to print out my picks and index October. So this is my weekly. I'll take all that out. These are my dailies. I'll process all them. Only thing about Franklin Covey Compact, it has really brought out my journaling, and I like to write in here now. I was not doing that in personal. I just felt like I never had enough room. Now I feel like I have enough room, and I don't know why that 1/2 inch helps, but it does. That's what she said. Anyway, party was canceled because I'm still sick. My daughter is still sick, and we don't want to infect our family. But we're not going to that today, and I'm kind of sad about it. So moving forward to November, like I said, I did redo my month. I put in 2 to-do lists for my personal, because this one's already full, so I needed to start it on another one. Like I said, I moved my goals into the monthly to-do list, so I don't need to carry my goals with me. And then I have 2 for work, and this will fill up. So I need to sit down and think about my work monthly. Even though work, we're kind of let's circle back around that to after the holiday season. So we'll see how that goes. But for my weeklies, I did change those up, and I want to see how it goes. I have from 5 to 9. I want to do some time blocking in here with, like, not time block planning, but time block retro look back. Just to kind of see where my time is going and how I can do things better. So what time did I get up? What time did I do things at work? What did my work day look like? What did my evening look like? I have a tendency to waste my evenings rotting on the couch or in the bed. So I want to kind of change that up and change the way I do that. So I'm going to need a couple of weeks worth of data for that. And I think this will be helpful. Weekends don't count. But I want to make more of my weeks and have more work-life balance, and not just save everything for the weekend. So that's kind of how that's going to be. So I'm going to put my schedule in here. Then I will look back at my work planner, wherever it went, whatever I did with it. Good Lord, Beverly. I will look back at my work planner and kind of how my day went, what meetings were actually done and canceled, what my to-dos were, if I can time block any of that. And then I'll put my done to-dos on my work to-do list here, and when I completed those, so I have record of those. And then at the end of the day, I'll look at my personal, see what I did, kind of when I did it, and what that looked like. And then if I can take a couple of weeks of that and kind of see how my flow is going, or the flow of my time is going, and see where I can fit in other things, or if I had a really busy day and I needed to rot in bed, I needed the rest. I'm not against that. I just don't want to do it for sake of doing it. Like, because I still have stuff I have to get done, no matter what my day looked like. But anywho, so that was my thought with here. And I am always in bed by 8 or 9, so that was plenty of time. I did not need, like, I'm not your night owl. I'm your going to bed at 8 and up at 5 person, 100%. So anyways, that was my plan for this month. And so if that helps, that's going to go into 2026. I pulled a tarot for the month. That's new. I wanted to pull my tarot for the month, a longer tarot, and then my tarot for the week, just because I wanted a better view. My dailies are already set up. And then we're going to see how that goes for a couple of weeks. We may end up flipping it up, but I want to see how that works for a couple of weeks. And then, of course, I have work and personal for December because it definitely will start filling up. This will fill up. I know there's a couple of parties I need to write down already. I've already gotten like 3 Christmas party invites. Yeah, so Christmas list stuff needs to start. I need to start working on like my Elf on a Shelf stuff and stuff. This is just project planning for work. I think better on paper. I need that. I only left in my symptom tracker, which I updated for November already. So I'm going to try this, and if this works out, that'll go forward to next year. My personal stuff, and then my budget, which I'm not going to go through. Maybe I'll walk through it one day if I ever get my budget together. And then my adulting list, and that's really all I left in here. Everything in here is pretty much just function and things I need to live day to day. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for 2026. I need to like condense some lists. I need to figure out if I'm going to keep this. This is probably can go. I'm just looking at ways to condense things and make things simpler that I don't have to go to different places to find things. If I can condense some stuff down, that will make my life so much easier. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on 2026, changing things up even for November and seeing how that will go. And yeah, so let me know what you think. This is just my thoughts out loud. I want to put this back here with my symptom tracker. If you have any VDS with 2 pen holders and 32 centimeters flat, hit me up. And yeah, that's kind of how things have changed. Things are going to go forward. Things are looking like, I may do a plan with me. I have the time, but I'm not going to do it in this video. So if you see a plan with me go up Monday or Tuesday, it was done today. All right, so let me know what y'all are doing for 2026. How y'all are going to condense things. I think keeping my little side chick hustle thing is going to help. Because I'll definitely keep my goals for next year in here. I need to come up with a new vision board. Because that one went out the window this year. All these things are going to be relevant next year. This will be relevant next year. I think my lists will stay the same because I always have packing lists and zoning lists and things like that. That's all going to stay. And then keeping the stuff I've already set up in here is helpful. So I think that's all I need as like reference stuff. And then some of that stuff we'll get rid of because I don't need it. And I think the more I condense things, I think the more my brain will be happy. I packed up all my personal stuff. I put it up in a different room in my house. It's all gone. So I went full bore with this. If something happens, if I decide to keep this, then we're just gonna go with this, and I'll de-stash all my personal stuff. So, which isn't much actually. It's not that much because my Amika's does fit this, just not as good as this VDS does. So I'll keep those. So, all right. If you have any questions, put them below. Put any feedback you want in the below. I'm good with it. It's fine. I'm okay with it. Hope this helps. Y'all have a great day. And until next time, y'all.